Hi, I'm David, this is Joe, and here's our review of The Disaster Artist.
Alright, I'm ready.
What's the water bottle for? Nope, done. Not doing it.
So The Disaster Artist, starring James Franco and Dave Franco, his brother, is the tale of two friends coming together to try to achieve their dreams and the bumpy road and different situations that come after.
Yeah, there's a lot of bumps in that road.
Yeah, there is. Mm-hmm. So our story starts off and takes place with Greg Sestero, which is the writer of the book The Disaster Artist, which is what this movie is based off of. And that book is based off of the making of The Room, starring, produced, written, and directed by Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, the cult classic. Okay, from start to finish, this was a story about friendship. And, I mean, throughout the movie, honestly, just watching James Franco and his brother David play off each other back and forth, I mean, I could have just watched them two by themselves the whole movie.
Yeah,
it was great.
and
The chemistry was...
this is the first time that they're working together, which I find extremely surprising.
Is it? Really?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, this is the first. Can you think of another movie where James Franco and Dave Franco were in it together?
No.
No, because
Wow.
This is it.
That's shocking. Wow.
This is it.
In my head, I've kind of just assumed that, like,
That
like him and Seth Rogen, like, I'm sure Dave Franco's popped in, you know.
No.
But wow.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
This is the first time in a movie about the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah. So, I mean, right away, you know, you meet Tommy Wiseau and you see James Franco, or his portrayal of Tommy Wiseau, and you see him from the back. And he has long black hair, and honestly, just from the way he moved and sound, I was expecting Tommy Wiseau himself to turn around. And then you see James Franco, and he just captures it.
Yeah,
he's
he
so
owns
good.
it.
Yeah.
I think he won Best Actor at Sundance or some award festival.
Some independent film festival.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great performance.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, all jokes aside, it was a great performance.
Tommy Wiseau is such a weird human being, if he is one at all.
Yeah,
and
he's probably
James,
not.
No, maybe, I'm pretty sure he's an alien. But James Franco just captures that perfectly. And I really believe that he was Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, definitely.
And Dave Franco does a great job as Greg Sestero. We don't really know what Greg's like in real life. I mean, we don't really know what Tommy's like in real life, but even in interviews, he's just an eccentric weirdo.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Tommy's the same way he is in the room.
In the room.
He's actually, that's it, genuine. There was no acting from the real Tommy Wiseau in there. That was just him.
It was really nice to see their relationship, because I didn't really know they had a relationship other than when I watched The Room, I'm like, okay, so Tommy Wiseau just had a casting call, and Greg probably just walked in and he was like, okay, you look good, you do this, and
just kind of start throwing people together. But I mean, that was
all
his boy,
started,
you know? I mean, they were real close. And
it started because of both of them, not just, it wasn't just Tommy like, I'm just going to make this movie.
Yeah.
They needed both of them. And they were both struggling, and they're trying to make their mark on the world and be actors, but
unfortunately, for some reason, Tommy Wiseau just had the money to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, just an endless pit of money, and nobody knows why.
No, but just like, I mean, nobody knows where he came from, nobody knows his real age, and nobody knows where he gets his money.
Yeah, and these are points they make in the movie, and it's hilarious. The whole movie's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's crazy about this, I thought, you know, going in, I was like, I mean, how entertaining is it going to be if they just bash The Room? Because, I mean, it's too easy.
It wasn't like a scary movie. You know, Scary Movie 1 through whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't just satire. It was actually, you know, kind of behind the scenes. You get to see the real human side, I guess, of Tommy Wiseau. And, you know, you get to see.
And it's heartwarming at some points.
Yeah, no, you feel for him. The movie does make you root for Tommy Wiseau. Yeah. I mean, you kind of hope, like, even though you know what's going to happen, it's kind of like, you want him to succeed a little. Yeah. And
they get into it. Once they get into the making of The Room, they have all your favorite scenes in there if you've watched The Room, which you should, by the way.
I've seen way too many people say you don't have to watch The Room to appreciate this. But no, that's bullshit. You need to watch The Room so you can get the full I don't know, the full
effect.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it's not that hard to find. I think you can find it on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it on just online somewhere, or you can buy the Blu-ray off Amazon like I did for $20.
I mean, you probably don't need to go that far, but as
You need
long
to
as
buy
you
2
watch
copies
it,
of the
as
movie.
long as you watch it, I mean, you'll get the full effect. And I mean, it's the way to go because there's so many subtle little jokes, or even just famous lines. You know, he says, "Oh, hi, Mark," or little things like that, or at least
in
"You're
our
tearing me
theater
apart."
that we were
you know?
in, we saw an early showing of this, and when that line hit, "Oh, hi, Mark," everybody
Oh
clapped.
yeah, everybody. The whole audience was just.
Everybody was cheering. I had a smile on my face pretty much the whole time watching this because you know the
and if
scenes.
you didn't see the movie, then that moment would have been flat for you. You'd just been like, "Oh, he got the line." So, you know, you would have been totally lost.
Oh yeah, it's funny because he keeps forgetting it. He's an idiot. But when you watch, you know what the final product is. I think that's the best part. You know what the final product is.
Yeah.
And just watching them do these scenes and how a movie like this could ever possibly be made.
Yeah, and honestly, when any scene that is them filming the room, I mean, they have so many cameos and there's so many other random actors kind of thrown in there.
Yeah.
And comedians. And I would have to say, especially somewhere in the movie, Zac Efron pops up, and you almost don't recognize him at first.
I didn't.
But as soon as I was like, "That's Zac Efron."
I had to take
like,
a double take
what?
and look over. Oh God, it is.
Yeah, it was
Seth Rogen. He's also in the movie. He does pretty good. He's I guess director of like photography or something like that.
Yeah, he was the man behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know, there were little appearances by Hannibal Buress and Judd Apatow and a few others, and
just basically all of James Franco's
just
friends.
the boys, basically. Yeah.
Maybe the entire cast of This Is the End is in this movie.
Probably in there somewhere.
But it's just, I really liked it. This was everything I wanted.
It was totally. I mean, to be honest, like I was surprised at how much fun I had. Like I know The Room was kind of a joke, and you know it was a cult classic. Yeah. But people still had a fun time. No, this was like a genuinely good movie.
Yeah, this is a really good movie based off of a really bad movie that's also really good.
Yeah.
And
what's weird is the story behind the story was actually pretty good. And so I think James Franco should be nominated for an Oscar for this. Agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He should be nominated for an Oscar. He should get all of the Oscars.
He crushed it.
Yeah.
I think for The Disaster Artist, my expectations were... I thought it was basically just going to be a basic comedy. And it was a lot more than that. So it totally exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, same for me. Usually, I'm a little more on the optimistic side. And I would hope for something, more. But for this movie, I didn't hope for something more. I hoped for just a comedy. And it was something way more, which I loved. So it exceeded my expectations too.
Yeah, it was way more. And not like Sausage Party where it was way more in the wrong direction. This was way more in a very good direction.
And I don't know yet, but it might be one of my favorite movies of the year. Maybe. I'll have to look through the rest of them, but we'll see. The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau, is now portrayed by James Franco.
Ew. Alright. Why are you rhyming? James Franco did a phenomenal job as Tommy Wiseau. When they first introduced him, all you see him from the back, and so you see his long,
just
black
see the
hair.
long hair.
And I was, just by the way he was moving and how he sounded, I was totally expecting Tommy Wiseau to turn around and show his face. And it was James Franco, and I mean, he completely captured his essence, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, yeah, he was great. I mean, he got the voice down. At first, when you first hear it, you kind of wonder, like, it didn't sound right to me at first. I was just like, I'm used to, I've watched The Room so many times that too many times, maybe. Not enough, maybe. But I've heard his voice so much that when he first started talking, I was like, it doesn't really sound like it. And then, like, next scene, I was like, yeah, he's Tommy Wiseau.